Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was successful. So I'll just go ahead and continue with our introduction here. Connecticut General Assembly meeting preface. Welcome to the Connecticut General Assembly meeting. We are standing on our land and soil jurisdiction nation called Connecticut. We are here to restore our birthright government, a Republican form of government of the people, by the people, and for the people. A government whose primary duty is protecting your individual unalienable rights, freedoms, and property. You and I are stepping forward to voluntarily serve our fellow Connecticuters in pursuit of this ongoing challenge. We are assembled here to focus our time and effort by studying, sharing, organizing this organic body into a coherent working group with committees, affirming for the greater good of all the people of Connecticut's 8 counties. Thank you for stepping forward as the volunteer, reclaimer, and restorer. So that being said, we'll next go to the Bivens decision. John, would you like to take that for us?
Sure will.
Thank you.
This meeting is private. Bearing false witness, misrepresentation, and posting inflammatory rhetoric in public forums is forbidden and shall be addressed in an appropriate manner. To eliminate all conflict and false allegations, is there anyone in attendance at today's meeting who is a member or agent of any law enforcement agency or public agency of the federal, state, county, city, or township agencies present? Is there a response to the Bivens decision for the first time? Hearing none, is there a response to the Bivens decision for the second time? Hearing none, is there a response to the Bivens decision for the third time? Hearing none, anyone who is here under false pretenses, anyone who is working for any foreign government, including the territorial United States or municipal United States, anyone who is being paid or coerced to be here must fully disclose their presence and purpose now or leave the premises. If they subsequently show up as a federal witness, they are discredited for failure to disclose. I yield and turn the meeting back to Tom.
Thank you, John. Next, we'll proceed to the county roll call.
Tom, if I may, just let me interject the date for Anita's.
Oh, right. Yes. Thank you. Very good. Yes, please.
Today is March 26, 2025. I yield.
Yes, and I'm your co-coordinator, Tom Phillips, and you just heard from our other co-coordinator, Kimberly. I won't try to pronounce your last name. I'll probably mess it up. So the county roll call is next, and all those residing in Fairfield County, please say aye.
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 All those residing in Litchfield County, please say aye. Or here, any one of those things. No one from Litchfield. How about Hartford County? No one from Hartford. How about Middlesex County?
Here.
Here.
Okay. And how about New London?
Present.
Excellent. And then New Haven, that would be me here.
Here.
Excellent. And then we have Talland County. Not hearing any, I will proceed to our last county, Windham County. Anyone from Windham? Okay. So next would be committee reports, and we haven't had a whole lot of activity, but perhaps we could hear from our recording secretary if there's been any activity and what's going on with new people coming in and other people getting paperwork. Anything to report, Kim?
There's just a smattering of paperwork going on. Some of it is updating addresses and details on the LRO for the credential cards, which is proving to be a bit of a challenge. But I think we're making headway. John was involved in that, and I think he's on his way. But what I've had to go in and ask the LRO for is an easier way to update just addresses. I'm locked out of updating people's addresses because they've changed it where, because the cards are being updated with addresses and expiration date, start date, expiration date. There's two address options. One is on the LRO, which is physical address, which is where anything would be sent to you. And then there's, the option when you order your credential card, there's the option for a P.O. box or a rural route, or just simply the street address of your post office with your box number as a, you can do a box number, or you can, I think, just use the post office address so that it's not on your, so that your private address is not on your credentials, because that's a violation of privacy. So I did get a response from Terry. She sent me the entire LRO instruction booklet, which I didn't know existed. So I'm going to get that printed out and start following directions so I can help people better with this issue, because they're not giving me any way to change the address. I don't have access to it. So I'm working on it, and that's kind of it. What's going on there? Oh, there's a new, maybe I should stop and let John speak here.
He's got his hand up. Go ahead,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, just to add on to what you said, because I did have to update some stuff on the LRO just to get my new credential card. By the way, I did get it today. I got the 2 cards in my mailbox today, so that worked. Yeah, it was an act of Congress, basically. I have a post office box in Lebanon, and I used that street address and the unit number as the box number. So you have the street address of the post office, and then you put the box number as unit 17 or whatever your box number happens to be. And that's the way the card came out. And it looks really nice, and it has the issue date and the expiration date on it. And it was just a frustrating ordeal, because when I tried to do it, they said there was some paperwork needed to be redone, but never told us which paperwork needed to be redone, which forms he was complaining about. I asked 3 times and couldn't get a straight answer. So I just redid most everything except for, I think there were like 4 forms that I didn't fill out, but the rest I redid. And then last Friday, he finally accepted what I sent him. And the cards came in the mail, express mail, this morning. So.
And to be clear.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to differentiate the fact that, or distinguish the fact that the LRO only contains your physical address. The P.O. box issue, or the whatever you do for your credential cards, is on the order form for the credential cards. So to be clear, that's what's happening. There's there's all this chaos and confusion because they're offering you the information that you might not want your physical address on your card. And so people are asking me to change these 2 addresses, and the only thing that I'm capable of doing is a physical address once I get the magical key to pass that I can change people's physical address on the LRO. So that's the details are crazy. I yield.
You had more, John?
No, I'm good. I yield.
Okay, Linda, you have your hand up.
Yeah, a question for John. So did you ended up to because I remember I couldn't get it. I didn't even get an answer back. My email bounced back somehow. So did you actually have somebody particular that you were able to work with? Because we had the same issue, you and I.
From what I gathered, there's only one guy in the entire federation that is doing the cards right now, and that's the gentleman from Washington.
Paul
so
Brandel.
He's a little overwhelmed, I would assume, and the answers I tried to get back from him were and I tried to express exactly what I needed him to tell me, but it was very vague, and I really didn't want to pester the man because I know he's busy. He eventually accepted what I sent him. It must not have been a problem. Then there was a problem with what I uploaded. He sent me some other things to upload. Whatever I sent him, he sent back to re-upload. I did that, and then the next response I got back from him was it was in queue. So I was able to change what I had to change on it, and I uploaded. Kim ended up putting those new forms up on the LRO for me. I just had to redo some of my paperwork. But I don't know. I still don't know what the issue was with it or what he was talking about. But evidently, whatever we did cleared it up. I don't know because my initial paperwork.
I guess I'll start the process again because I just left it because it was so frustrating.
Linda, what did you need to change? I forgot.
I just wanted the new credential card. I didn't have to change anything.
Oh, okay. And
I couldn't. You can't do it actually online. Because you can't put the address in.
Yeah.
You can't.
And so you have no changes to make to your address? No. Okay. So I would just.
I don't want my personal address on there, so I need to just have an address that I would put on there.
Okay, so that's in the instructions on the LRO. I think it's called the latest LRO credential card instructions or something, and I attached that to the newsletter.
Yeah, no, I was following that.
Okay.
I believe the link is also when you're on the LRO, you can click on that link and get the instructions.
And that's what I did, and I did print out the signature form. I signed it the way you're supposed to. And I was having trouble getting that, to him. So I have to maybe get that scanned, attached. I think it had to be in PDF or what. I'll have to go back.
So the form that's in that instruction thing where you sign in the box.
Yeah.
Put it in your computer as a scan, as a PDF, and attach it to an email and send it to that address that's in there.
Right. And then with the address that I want to use for the card, I guess.
Yes.
Because you can't put it on the, you can't change it on the LRO, which is fine because you don't want to start messing with the record. So you could just put a note in there and say, this is the address I want to use on the card, I guess.
Yeah, and I haven't looked all the way through the instructions again. I don't know them by heart. There's like 8 pages. But there may be a space where you put that information.
I could just look it over. I could just add that in the email when I send the form.
And then what he'll do is he can't change the LRO, your files in there, so he will send you and me the correct file. Like he'll take what you send him from that packet, he'll make it right with all the magic things that it has to have. It's insane. And then you or I will go ahead and put it in there. Once I learn the magic formula for changing it in there for you, I can do that.
Okay, but it seems like there's nothing to be changed. It's only to add the signature and
adding the signature, yeah. And a lot of people's thumbprints aren't correct, and a lot of people's photographs aren't just right. So he does it all, manipulates it, and sends it back to you.
All right.
He'll let you know what's wrong, and he'll fix it.
Encouraging. I'm happy you got yours, John, and now I've got to get on the ball here.
Yeah,
I do too. Mine's all wrong too.
If I may, when I initially did it, I was able to change my address in the LRO. I was able to change it.
A while back.
Yeah, I was able to. Then they've changed it now so that you can't get into it.
Yeah.
But I was able to change the address to what the initial instructions told you to do.
I was too.
I could not upload. Yeah, I couldn't upload the signature or the thumbprint or the photo. So he told me that before you could do that, you had to have there was something wrong with my initial paperwork about semicolons and colons or something, but he wouldn't tell me which form he was talking about. So I just went and I redid a lot of the paperwork and I signed it over and I sent it to Kimberly and she just she posted it, and then I tried to go back through him again, and it took the whole process took about 4 weeks, but I finally got the cards today. So
well, that's not so bad actually then.
Yeah, the turnaround to get the cards after you fixed everything was real quick.
Yeah, because Friday was the last day that he told me that when we were still going back and forth about uploading everything, and then the cards came today. So
it's Wednesday. That's amazing.
Does that mean you'll be traveling really soon, John?
I just came back from Texas. I was in Texas for 10 days. But
and I want to see you try it out. We want to see somebody actually try one of these the new cards out, and see if you can go through the airport with it.
Oh, I know. The airports are still trying to get you to get your face for the
stand.
I just say I'm opting out and stand way away from it. You have to say that. They let you know. You need to say that before you just as you step up. Yeah.
I did that, and they had no problem with it.
Yeah, they don't have a problem. You just say I'm opting out. That's it. Right?
I yield.
Yeah. But what happens if we don't get the new credential card? I mean,
you use your driver's license.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Or a passport.
Or passport. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Anyway, so continuing on, we'll do committee reports. So I've been running the Jural Committee, which is I'm more or less a pro tem Jural Committee guy. We've just been having discussions for the most part. We don't really have enough attendees to work on officers and stuff like that. But there's a lot of great stuff out there now in the YouTube channel, America Some Assembly Required. They've been going through the whole Jural Assembly and all the different positions and giving good background and detail and history. I strongly encourage anyone interested to look at the last 5 or 6 episodes. Great, lots of good information in those. Then we would have a quick rundown from our treasurer. Linda, anything to report on your end?
I mean, just the very little that I get, when Kimberly does a recording, sends me the money order or check or whatever, and then I just, deposit. So it's not a whole lot going on there.
Right. And we haven't seen anything from our global friends about the training yet. So not that I'm aware of anyway. Oh, go ahead, Kim.
That's true. I did. Should I share it here? I'm going to include. Okay, maybe I should finish a sentence. I went to the portal where the coordinators are connected to Global, and they had sent an update. I think it was on the 11th, and it was basically, we're gearing up, kind of more of the same. We're gearing up. This is a test. Just a confirmation. Send us an email from the thing that says you are in harmony. They give you these magic words to say. I know I'm repeating myself with the magic words, but that's what it feels like lately. And so I thought what I'd do is send that email in the next newsletter so everybody could see it.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
I did get something from Eleanor about the credential cards through through Global Family, through the ILRO or ILRS, or I probably have the initials wrong, sorry. And it's a beta test that I'm supposed to be going through it. I'm a little bit hung up on it. I may have to contact her. I haven't been able to work my way through. It's not all that intuitive. Anyway, so that's where that stands. And I think that's it. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Linda.
So is that like to get a credential card through Global, you're saying?
Exactly, yes. Yes.
So that so we could get an updated one through Global.
Well, what Eleanor has been telling us all along is that the printers that she got from Global, which are these very fancy printers that will print the card, laminate the whole thing and everything, all in one shot, were going to be rolled out to each one of the states, so that through Global Family, each state would be able to print their own credential cards.
Oh, right. Okay.
And so, apart from that basic information I just gave you, I don't really know a whole lot more.
Okay.
But I did get some stuff from them about doing this beta test, and I've taken a number of stabs at it, but I can't seem to work my way through. I'll probably have to talk to Eleanor.
Okay.
And then in the coordinator arena, I finally got the email account that Isabel was using, which is linked to the TASA site. So when someone goes on the TASA site and clicks on the Connecticut coordinator, I know how to log in and get that.
Oh, wow.
Hallelujah!
That's great.
So I know I haven't been as quick as I could be at all this, but anyway, I think we're finally over that one hump.
That's great.
So that's good. And I just forwarded last night to Kim the most recent thing I got from that. Didn't appear to be a whole lot of stuff in there other than, announcements from the various folks. But
Wow. Okay.
and then I guess maybe there's a little bit of news from John on the martial at arms training. Do you have anything to report on that, John?
I think he doesn't hear us.
I do not. The last call this past Friday was they were basically just going over Anna's Article 428 about the responsibilities of the martial at arms and how it fits in the flow of what jurisdictions there are. And then basically everybody on the call they introduced each other, how long they'd been martial at arms and whatnot. There really wasn't anything of substance at the call.
Right.
But I yield.
Yeah, thank you. It's always good to hear what's going on. So I think that concludes our committee reports. The only other thing I wanted to include in announcements and news is in the most recent coordinator call from Terry Sam on Sunday, we were alerted to the fact that Arizona has passed some public laws, and the two public laws they passed were one to eliminate property tax for Americans and to ban aerosol injection geoengineering. And apparently the legislature, the de facto legislature, had taken some action. It had gone to the Senate, and then it had been tabled, I guess, in the Senate, and then they were back to spraying. So Arizona's going to put liens on them now. But I thought it would be a good idea to for us to look at the language that Arizona used and consider whether or not we want to do a similar action. Anyway, does everyone like that idea of considering making public laws to ban property tax, ban geoengineering and eliminate property tax for Americans?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I think we can safely proceed down that avenue. What I'll probably do is get the links to Kim, and it can be sent out in the newsletter so everyone can look at the language. I don't happen to have it pulled up right now. But included in that Terry Som coordinators meeting was just how many different states are thinking about eliminating property tax. It's pretty far along in Florida and in a number of other states as well. Texas was one, that's right. Yeah.
So it's a law that the Land and Soil jurisdiction passes, or in states. Okay. And which state was that, Tom, that you said?
Arizona.
Arizona was the one who was furthest along on this, and they have, if you go to Arizona's website, State Assembly website, you should be able to pull up those public laws. They've already been passed. They've been on the books. Notifications already been sent, and now they're probably in the process of leaning on the, making a UCC lien against the de facto Senate for failure to comply with the public law. Yeah, I'll try and get more information on that. Sorry, I'm a little disorganized on that, but anyway, I think that's a really good way to go. Anytime we can put more pressure on them to do the right thing, I think is a good move. And while we may not be all that well organized and we may not have all four pillars standing, we, as an assembly, we can pass public laws, and why not?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I had for news, and I guess the appropriate thing now would be to ask if anyone else has any news they'd like to, or announcements they'd like to bring up. Okay, Linda, go ahead.
Yeah, about the geoengineering thing, I have read that there are about 24 states, in the de facto side who have legislation, pending to ban them. And I was in Florida, and I know Florida is that kind of leading the charge. They have it's worded very well with penalties and all of that. And for the whole 2 weeks I was there, I have to say I saw the most amazingly beautiful blue skies without trails. It was like, shocking. Like every morning I was like, oh my God, it was incredible. So it's weird how just because it's not passed, but there's this legislation going through. Do you think they already sort of halting it, or maybe it was just in the area I was in Florida, maybe they were spraying other areas? It's hard to know. So you say in Arizona, once it's stalled in the Senate or whatever, you said they then resumed spraying. So it sounds like they also stopped at the point where this was being, kind of going through their legislation. So it's interesting. Any thoughts on that?
That's all news to me, but it's definitely worth investigating.
Oh, no, I thought you said in Arizona, once it kind of stopped, they didn't get the bill all the way through, they resumed the spraying. So I was under the impression they had stopped while this was all going through. I don't know. It could be. And if that's the case, it's we know Tennessee passed it. But I haven't heard, initially it was great, but I've been hearing that there's still spraying going on. I'm not sure whether they're doing it in the states that border, and of course the wind blows it over, or I'm not sure if they're literally just violating the law and spraying. I don't know, because we don't know anybody there, but anyway, at least 24 states, even in their legislature, are working on this. So unfortunately, Connecticut isn't one of them, which is kind of embarrassing, but New York and New Jersey are, which is strange. They're right next to us, so you would think Connecticut would get in on the act because you need the border states, all around you in order to have that effective. But anyway, we'll see whether we do it on our end or we do it through that side. Hopefully, we can make some headway on this because it's awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So Anita has her hand up, and John, why don't you go ahead, Anita?
So I was in Arizona, and I was in Tucson, and I was there for 10 days. In Tucson, there was not a spray in the entire time I was there. But then I went to Sedona, and there was so much spraying everywhere. And I don't know if it's because there's so many spiritual people there, they're trying to poison them even more. I don't know. But it was horrible in Sedona.
Wow. That's
so
awesome.
my brother also lives in Florida, and he said they have stepped up the spraying over the last couple weeks.
So then it depends on where you are, is what I'm wondering now.
Where you are and because he's in West Palm, so he's not too far.
Well, I was in West Palm. I was in Boynton Beach.
Really?
And I just got back last Wednesday, so that's really interesting.
That is interesting, but he lives over near Trump, so, into that area, so, they might be just go, I don't know.
It's weird. The whole thing is weird, yeah.
I thought it would stop after Kennedy got in, but.
Maybe they picked it up when I left, so maybe your brother said 2 weeks, so maybe it's just in the last week, or who knows.
Maybe.
Because I didn't see any. I was amazed.
It is amazing to see the skies like they are supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wholeheartedly concur. So John and Kim have their hands up. John, go ahead.
I was, excuse me, I was in the southeast Texas near Corpus Christi, about half hour outside of Corpus Christi. And every day that I was down there for the 10 days, they were spraying like you wouldn't believe.
Oh,
so even places like Texas, it's really, they're going to town. There have been certain sites on Telegram that tell you what states are fighting it. They're trying to get rid of the geoengineering. And some of them are listing Connecticut. However, I don't believe that. I think they're fibbing when it comes to that. But I yield.
Yeah.
So Kim, you had your hand up?
Yes, thank you. It's funny because for a little while here, we were doing good and they weren't spraying, and then in the past week, 2 weeks, they've been just relentless. I swear that's why I got sick again. So it's so frustrating. Yeah, I'm all for that. Let's throw some laws together. But I have some other points, if I may.
Please, go ahead.
Other subjects. Newsletter, send the latest quarter. Yeah, okay. So I'll send the latest correspondence from Global Family to the coordinators, to everyone, because that's what that's all for. Then point two, we'll do the links that the letters that Tom has. He'll get them to me, and we'll start ruminating on our not letters but laws that they wrote up, and we will let everyone know that we're working on some laws for Connecticut soon. Two things about, I guess, Treasury. I'm not sure if Anita has any specific information on the MailChimp cost, but we were going to put it on the table to kind of go forward with that, secure the something to send out newsletters that are more polished and easy to read, and have the assembly pay the fee for that. So I want to just kind of put that on the table.
Sure.
And then secondly, so we may need a number, Anita, and if we need to have a meeting, we need to have a meeting anyway, so we'll figure it out. But if you don't have a number in front of you, we'll bring a number to the next meeting, I guess.
I actually do have a number.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to write it down.
MailChimp was $20 a month, and Constant Contact was $12. So I figured we would try Constant Contact and see how that works.
Okay. Constant Contact it is.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Does everybody agree that's okay?
Yes.
So let's make a little motion here.
Yep.
And so the motion would be to accept the Constant Contact billing for the mail service provider. Am I being accurate on that, or am I flubbing that terribly?
No, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all those in favor, let's go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll take a count. Yep, let me get my hand up here.
8.
Okay.
All right, it's unanimous. We've got 9. Thank you.
Okay, excellent.
The second thought was speaking with Isabel about Mega Drive. So there's no way to hand anyone the keys to Mega Drive for whatever reason. It's like established with her email, and there's a credit card attached with the fees. I don't know. It's just a whole can of worms that we can't seem to work out. And if we make a new Mega Drive account, there's a lot of logistics in moving all the files over, and it could get really messy. So what I asked Isabel is, would she just agree to keep the Mega Drive alive, and what I use it for, she's done such a beautiful job with information there. Mm-hmm. I can probably learn how to put a file or two in there, because I'm already putting the people's files, because we have to, when someone corrects their status, all of their documents, physical, go back to them, and the Mega Drive, assembly Mega Drive, gets all the digital copies so that they're there just in case anything happens.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I'm able to put those up there, no problem, because being this recording secretary, she gave me access a long time ago, and so that's in place. So if she were to be able to get compensated for the fees to the Mega Drive, it would be very helpful. So I don't have a number. I should have thought about that ahead of time and asked her. She may not know offhand, but I would assume it's a nominal fee, something like $100 a year or something like that. But I'll get a number, and Eric has his hand up. I'll get a number, and we'll, I guess, put it on the table next meeting. since I don't have a number. Okay, Eric's good, I guess.
Yeah, he probably had his hand up from our vote before.
From the vote, yeah. The date for the spring gathering, do you guys still want to do a spring gathering, or is it getting too close and crunch time that we should just maybe do a fall one? What do you guys think?
Well, I'm all for trying to pull it off.
Yeah.
I concur.
Okay. I haven't still, I've got their number right here, and I keep forgetting to call the park and ask if specifically we need a permit to use, because I don't know how many people will show up, but I will do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. And then calendar. Throw a few dates out there for everybody.
Okay.
Perhaps May.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think a Saturday. So we have this, I'm out of town the first week. Not that I'm the most important person in the world, but I would love to attend.
Yeah.
So perhaps the 17th, 24th, or 31st, which the 17th is Armed Forces Day, and Monday the 26th is Memorial Day, so the 24th would be part of that weekend.
I can't do the 18th.
Okay. You can't do the 18th as a Sunday. You'll be out of town for Saturday.
Then it must be the Saturday then, because I don't think I have a wedding that I have to be, but I didn't think it was Sunday. Maybe it is. I'll have to double check. It's that weekend.
So maybe the 24th or the 31st would be best.
Those are fine for me.
Works for me. I'm easy.
Yeah, I will say the 31st might be better just because there might be a lot of traffic around Memorial Weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. If it's a Saturday, maybe that wouldn't be a problem.
And you know what else? The park will be more busy that day.
It's
right.
opening.
So the 30. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. What am I doing? May? Just hold that thought and chat amongst yourselves.
Oh, you got to check the date in the calendar.
I think I made a mistake. I think I have a wedding in South Carolina. Shoot. Again, I'm not the most important person in the world.
Why don't we do June?
Well, if we can get something with everyone together, that would be great.
Yeah. June?
The 3rd or the 10th, is that too early?
So the 3rd of May.
June might then be better because, the weather would probably pan out better if we, what about that very first, as you move into June? I don't know the calendar in front of me.
What location are you talking about?
Herd Park is a state park in East Haddam. Forget what route it's on.
85, I think. Is it 85?
Could be.
No, maybe not. I don't know.
It could be. I'm going to look something up and then I'll look that up.
So Haddam we're talking about basically the other side of the Connecticut River from Middletown. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or?
Yep, it's Route 66, and then you turn right on. I think it is 85. 85? There's like a dollhouse there and a pizza joint and a gas station. I think it's Cobalt.
It might be one. Hold on.
And then you just drive, I don't know, 8 miles maybe, 10 down that route, and Herd State Park is on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, I'm perfectly fine with June.
That's Route 151.
So
151.
maybe we should propose a couple of dates in the newsletter and try and get some responses from the newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
That sound like a good idea?
Yeah, that's a good idea. So we're thinking end of May or sometime in June.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll nail the dates down in the newsletter.
Okay.
Tom, I sent you an email. I just wanted to make your awareness to it that is requesting, would you send me the coordinator call link when you get it next time? And is it monthly or more than that?
It typically runs every Sunday. Yeah, certainly twice a month on Sunday. But yeah, something like that. And there's also replays, so I can certainly forward you the email, and you can watch replays.
Perfect. That'll be fine. Thank you.
Yep. Sure.
I think that's everything for me, and I yield.
Okay. Well, I'll do a quick little screen share here. It's 8:30, almost 8:30 anyway, of the Arizona Public Law on Geoengineering and Chemtrails. Let's see now. Share. Desktop. Okay. Is everyone seeing an Arizona? Excellent. Excellent.
If you can make it larger.
Zoom it in here a little bit.
That's better.
Is that pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll send a link in the newsletter, but I'll just read through a little bit so you can get a sense of what it says. I don't think it's all that involved here. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Arizona Public Law, Geoengineering /Chemtrails. We, the Arizona Assembly, a member of the United States of America, unincorporated, with lawful superior concurrent general jurisdiction over land, soil, sea, and air in Arizona, hereby issue public notice to all people that it is declared and recorded by roll call vote, Arizona Public Law, APL 1001. Arizona Public Law, APL 1001, declares that all corporations and entities operating on our land and soil are liable for any and all activities and the consequences of those activities that result in any physical, physiological, psychological, spiritual damage, or biochemical injury to the living people on the land, water, animals, and the land, water, animals, insects, and natural environment of Arizona. No corporations, entities, or their principals will be immune to prosecution for said harmful activities or results of those activities beginning May 1st, 2024. This is concurrent with the public laws A1010224 and A1010224, passed by all 50 states of the United States of America unincorporated. These public laws apply to all Americans in every state. Geoengineering and chemtrails for Arizona. It shall be unlawful for any person, company, corporation, or agency to knowingly and willfully inject, release, or disperse by any means chemical compounds, electromagnetic radio waves, microwaves, and pulses and frequencies any substances or apparatus within Arizona state into the atmosphere with the express purpose of affecting temperature, weather, or the intensity of sunlight. Banned shall be all chemicals such as boron, strontium, aluminum, sulfur, nanoparticles, and other heavy metals used in weather and climate modification. Notice to agents and notice to principals. Notice to principals and notice to agents by Dennis Knill. Copyright May 10th, 2024. Dennis Knill, Arizona Assembly Chairman. So it's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we'll send out a copy so everyone can see that. And I was on the Arizona Assembly site here, the arizonaassembly.org, and they have a listing of all their public laws. Let's see if I can get back to that here. Anyway, yeah, here we go. Public laws. So they have one to close the border, right to travel, common law mandated, and abolish taxes. Right. So they have a bunch of stuff here, and I think we should look at what they have and possibly use them as a template for doing some stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind, would it be too much to ask to drop that, their website into the chat, please?
No problem.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share here.
That's impressive.
And I think we are pretty much at the end of our meeting, but we do need to know if there's any new business that anyone would like to bring up. So there's the link to the Arizona State Assembly and that particular one public law, which should get you to the other ones as well. It should be in the chat. Does everyone see that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, so not hearing any new business, do I have a motion to adjourn our meeting?
So moved.
Thank you, John. Any seconds?
I second. And the third.
Second from Anita. So that being said, I'll go ahead and stop the recording and